Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we celebrate world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and I want to welcome our new audiences on Instagram, Roku Worldwide, and Amazon Fire, and soon to be Apple TV. And a big hello and thank you to our loyal fans and subscribers on all of our other channels. Today's show is Fashion, Travel, and Fitness with Sarah Jillian. And I'm super excited because I love fashion, travel, and fitness. And today, by the way, and a little salute to Hello Kitty, not a paid spokesperson, I'm wearing my Tarina Tarantino jewels and butterfly. Go over to her website for some really cool things. Okay, let's bring out our special guest joining us from the great state of Washington. She is an actress, an author, a professional clown. She's a bodybuilder, incredible, and she's an illustrator and so much more. Let's welcome Sarah Jillian, social media influencer, to the program. Hello.
Hi there, JACALYN.
How are you today? It's so nice to see you.
I'm fantastic. I'm really good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The last time I saw you, we did an Amazon Live, and today we're talking about some of our favorite topics. And you and I did a number of shows together a while back, and we actually got into the importance of fitness. And I know you've been taking care of yourself. You've got a great routine. Tell us a little bit about how staying in shape and fitness helps support your work and everything else that you do.
I really feel that when you have a healthy body, it's connected to your head. So it makes you feel good and it helps with concentration. I do feel that when I wake up in the morning and I do my exercises, when I'm finished doing my exercises, I feel more focused. So I think it really, really does help connect the head to the body. I really believe that it does. And I sort of have proof by doing it every day, and it really helps me.
And you look amazing. I mean, every
Oh,
time I see you,
thanks,
I'm just like,
Jacqueline.
you look so good.
Thank
So,
you.
yes, absolutely. One thing I want to talk about as we get older, I will be 61 next week. Hello. How important is weight training?
Well, you know what? As you get older, those muscles really, I mean, they kind of like, I think if you let them go even a couple of years and you just ignore them, they will disappear. So, you know that old saying, if you ignore something, it'll go away, and muscles do. Like, I'm a firm believer in constantly working them, and I always, I brought them here. These are the weights that I use while I'm training. And it's not really like, I don't really think of it like training. I think of it just sort of like waking up in the morning and having a cup of coffee, whatever you may do to wake yourself up. I just feel that it really does help as you get older. You're just not as clear, and it just brings about strength in your body.
Yeah, it's so true. I know I teach fitness classes as well. Last night I taught TRX, and this morning I taught TRX, and then I taught spin. And
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of what I do involves weights. And of course, TRX is your body weight, which is a great workout. So I found that if I'm not doing something with weights or my body, that literally in 2 weeks, I see a major decline. And it affects you mentally as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, your muscles, you know, it's such a drag. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's a drag. I mean, getting older, it's a drag. And so you got to make it as best you can, I think, in dealing with what's happening. It's like we're all kind of decaying, you know. I mean, it's sort of sad to say, but that's what happens. So in maintaining muscle is one way to sort of delay the decay, kind
I think that's a great word that you use with it. I'm just thinking of decay where you start to,
of.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's definitely true. Now, I do know people who don't work out at all,
Oh, really?
which is always interesting to me, because what I find is, for me, it's not just the physical, because honestly, I physically will never look the way I want to look because I'm not willing to give up the food. But mentally, it just takes me to a new level. So now let's talk about nutrition. Do you have a
Mhm.
completely healthy, clean diet?
Well, I was a vegan for a long time. I have to be honest with you. But during the pandemic, I decided the way that the world was going with food crisis and things like that, that I was being a little almost like selfish in thinking that I had to eat selected food. So I changed things up a little bit, and I went from being a very strict vegan for about 12 to 13 years to eating everything. I eat everything now, but in smaller portions. I don't say no to cheesecake, and I don't say no to ice cream or chocolate, but I don't have like big amounts. I have a little amount, and that's just fine. And I think that it's all about moderation, really, diet. It's not about what you're eating, when you're eating. It's just cutting back and not having huge amounts, I think.
Yes. Now, where I always get tripped up, and I'm just saying it, I know it's horrible, chocolate cake. And it has to have a lot of icing, because I can just eat the icing, like go around, like just eat the icing. And I know it's so bad for me, but then I play this game with myself. Well, I just did this amount of working out, 3 workouts in a day. I deserve it. But I do know that there's a whole mindset that you truly find the happiness from within, and food is sort of just an excuse that we use, because food is fuel for our body, and if we give our body what it needs. But I don't know, Sarah, I want to have some fun.
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with having fun and enjoying what you're doing, and don't feel guilty. I think that when you put that guilt into your brain, it makes it all the more problems. I think that you've got to do it. And I hate to say it. I mean, is food, like, is it okay that food is a reward, or is that a bad thing? Like, who knows? Like, I guess in extremes, if you're always saying, "Oh, I deserve this. I deserve this." And then you turn around and go, "Why do I have this, like, paunch? Like, do I deserve that?" Like, it kind of works that way too. So then you got to balance out, like you said, then, you do all these workouts. So you do the workouts and then you get a reward. And then maybe that's okay. Maybe that works.
It's like that hamster in the wheel. I have been hating myself my whole life about my weight. I really have. I've never been happy about, not even the way I look. It's enough already. I'll be 61. So a few years back, I had somebody on the show and she was talking about something completely different. She said something that really resonated with me, and I want to know if it resonates with you. She said, imagine you're a shell or you're a rock and you're on the beach, and every day the waves come crashing on top of you, and you slowly start to lose parts and pieces. They start to disintegrate. And that's what we do to ourselves. We're beating ourselves up constantly because we can't be happy with the way we are.
Yeah, I think that that's the way we're almost built, that you're never good enough. Why, I mean, you could get like all weird about it and go back into, your childhood and all that kind of, I mean, maybe therapy or something, but I think that it's accepting ourselves and accepting what we do. Like, you do it and that's who you are and that's what you like. And that's it. And that's enough. And that's all. And then just leave it at that, and accept, hey, I like that, or I want to do that, or I did that, or, and ignore all the rest. Just accept that in what you're doing and on a day to day thing, like when you wake up. So that's when you woke up. So that's what you did. So who cares? It's maybe not caring so much about all the out elements that are around us that inflict inside of who we believe we should be, because that's really screwy. I
Yeah.
think that's how I
I,
see it.
I agree with you. And we're only here for so much time, and yet we're wishing to be something else. Something I think is really interesting, when I was growing up, there was a lot of emphasis in the media about being stick thin, being a stick figure, being so thin. And now we see plus size models. And I
Right.
do a lot of teaching and coaching, and I noticed that there are a lot of young women in their 20s and 30s with their midriff exposed, or maybe they're wearing really short shorts, things that I think to myself, oh my gosh, like, I, with the way I'm built, I could never wear that. And I applaud them for having
Mhm.
that confidence and that self-esteem to just love themselves the way they are.
Yeah. Well, I think that the media is changing in that way as well. I think that there's a lot of diversity when it comes to body image now. I think that there's all kinds of shapes and sizes. And I think that, for women, embracing who they are, just like I don't have boobs, I got big boobs, I got an ass, I don't have an ass, I don't have big shoulders, I do have shoulders, just loving all of you for what you are and just being who you are, but I think that, like, the media now is the commercials, it's everybody, it's not just the skinny perfect girl, it's everybody, it's every shape, every size, every color, and that's the way we should be, because we're all different.
It's so true. I love when I see someone with confidence. Now, In the work that you do, you're multi-dimensional, multifaceted. How important is it as an actress to have that persona of complete confidence?
Well, you know what? You're blown away every day by not like you're never okay. To get a job in this business is really difficult, and you're never the perfect candidate until you get the job. And you go through a million rejections. Believe me, it's really, really hard. And you have to wake up every day and still like yourself just because nobody else likes you for that role. You have to like yourself for who you are to begin with, I believe. It is very, very difficult. um I think because you're never that perfect person until you feel that you got the role for that perfect part, kind of thing. So you just have to keep going, and it is very difficult. I have to admit, there are some days where I feel like just horrible because I haven't heard back anything, and there's been no positive reinforcement. And I think that that's maybe the key is positive reinforcement, and you are the only one that can do that for yourself, because it's the way it is, but yeah, it's
Absolutely.
hard.
I was watching an interview after the Academy Awards with one of the big name actors, and he was sharing what the journey was like numerous times to get various parts. And you walk into a room, and he said there could be 200 people there, and you might make it all the way to the last 10 people. And they look at you and you audition, and they say, yeah, I'm sorry, no. And then you still have to hold your head up high and then go for another audition, knowing that once again, you might not make it. So, and then you have to find a way to support yourself outside of that. It's a very difficult life to have.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes it really, really, really sucks, and you just have to keep going because it's something that you creatively enjoy doing. And so it's like anything that you enjoy doing, whatever you're doing, you're going to keep doing it. And it is kind of like a battle, definitely. It is very difficult, and it is really hard when somebody says, send me an audition. I just want you to tell me your name, where you're from. I want to see your full body, side view, left, right, and back, and that's it. And you never hear back from them. And then you feel like, well, was I wearing the wrong thing? Did my stomach stick out? Was my hair out of whack? Like all these things. And then you have to say, forget it. Just forget it. I wasn't the right person for that, and move on, you know?
When you're auditioning for something and you're given the script, do you know what the character is supposed to look like? Because with the makeup and everything that they can do today, they can make someone look like a completely different person.
Well, I guess, you have to read the script very carefully and decide how you're going to portray that person that they want you. You're going to have to bring to it what you can bring to it, as a creative person. So you don't know until you read it, and you don't know until you become it. So whatever you put on, or like you say with the makeup, I mean, yeah, you can be totally changed with anything, on the outside, but it's what you're portraying from the inside, you know.
As an actress and also as an author and a professional clown and an illustrator and a social media influencer, how do you prioritize if you have various opportunities that are brought to you and you only have so much time? Your first go-to would be what?
That's difficult. I think the first thing that I go to, believe it or not, is myself in the morning. And as I'm working out, I usually am able to figure out in my mind how I'm going to lay out my day. So if I have a couple of projects to do, for example, I had some artwork that was commissioned that I needed to finish. I had two auditions to do, and I had to realize which came first, which how I would lay things out. Plus, I have a dog that I have to walk, and I have to, have a meal somewhere in between. So I think that, if I take the time in the morning to work out, and that's getting back to the fitness element, then I it's easier for me to get it all together in my mind as I'm working out. Then I sort of figure out where my day is going to go and prioritize what is important and what should be done first. And then it's so great to accomplish those things. And at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, I did it. Like, even if it's just the dog walking, the this, the the very what you might think are not significant, but you've accomplished them.
That's so true. You feel empowered knowing that you had this amount of time, you got this many things done. Now, as a social media influencer, you are able to draw attention to followers and maybe start trends. When it comes to your fashion sense, how would you describe yourself?
I have to be comfortable. So, my fashion sense, how I would describe it as, I don't know, Jacqueline. That's a really hard question because I just I just wear what fits me. So I don't know. Um, it's really hard. I don't really put myself in any category. Um, Comfortable. I mean, what I have on here is just a blazer that I honestly picked up at the Goodwill because I checked it out the Goodwill in the neighborhood and I saw the blazer and I thought, hey, I put it on, it fit, I liked it. So I think it's it's finding something that I like that fits. And underneath, I have on a T-shirt that's I'll show you that is just one of my favorite T-shirts, and I cut it on the arms. I sort of redesigned it in the neck and on the bottom so that it would fit while I was working out. It wouldn't be too heavy, and it's comfortable. So I guess comfort.
Comfort is king. And by the way, I applaud you for going to Goodwill because it's all about sustainable fashion as well. And I know myself, I've gotten a number of things over the years at vintage places, secondhand clothing shops. And I personally have taken stuff there as well.
Yeah.
So it's people think that it's there's junk. No, it's people have too much stuff and they decide, you know what, I'm done with this. There are definitely cases where people need money, but you're not going to make a lot of money from that. I know I ran a store on eBay running 60 auctions a week for my clothes. Used things. I couldn't believe the amount of money people were paying all over the world for my used clothing. But it got to be an addiction, but I really believe in buying secondhand also. I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
you've got a
recycling.
yeah,
Recycling.
recycling. You've got a big project coming up. I'd love to talk about that.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to be going to Las Vegas and working with Nicole Butler Vegas, the producer. And this is another Sean C. Phillips film. I was in Desert Fiends, and Desert Fiends was a fun film that's going to be coming out probably in the fall. They're still working on it and getting a distributor on that one. And this one is called Skate to Hell, and it's starring again Nicole Butler Vegas, and also Sean C. Phillips is in it, and Eric Roberts, and Robert Carradine, and Todd Bridges, and James Duvall. So it's an amazing. Oh, and they just got in Jenna Jameson. So it's and there's going to be a few more big names coming into this particular film. So I'm really excited. And my role is a character named Debbie. And I'm really looking forward. I think this weekend, we're going to be getting the script, and things are moving quite fast, and yeah, it's really exciting. And so the shoot is in a couple of weeks.
Congratulations. That's amazing. How long will it take from beginning to the completion of the project?
Well, I believe, I mean, I don't know how long Sean's been working on it already, and the completion, these things can take a year or so even to finally get the right distribution and all organized with music and the editing, whatever. I mean, it all takes a lot of time. So be patient, because Desert Fiends, the other film, is coming out, and so is this Skate to Hell, but it's in production. So
Where can people watch Desert Fiends?
Desert Fiends, this is, I guess, the distribution question. So I'm not sure exactly, but I will post as soon as I find out where it's going to be. I will definitely let everybody know.
Excellent. Thank you. As a result of the pandemic, what was known as traditional television has really changed. I know myself, I've got a Roku TV, I've got an Amazon Fire TV because we're on there. So I want to make sure the shows are on there.
Yeah.
But I don't watch traditional television at all. So I only watch streaming platforms. And I know a number of other people have done that as well. So it gives people the opportunity to have their programs on so many different platforms that it makes it more accessible, I feel like. Because imagine if everyone was trying to get onto what were, the main channels, NBC, CBS, ABC. There's only so much airtime. And
Right.
now people can watch streaming content at their leisure. They can stop, they can start, you can opt out of commercials. So it's given the viewer a lot of choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, when you go on Roku, and when you go on the there's like, it's endless. It's like, wow, there's so much streaming out there. It's fantastic for filmmakers, I believe. It's really great. It really is.
Excellent. Now, you also, when I first met you, were living somewhere else and you've moved and now you're going to Vegas. Are you someone who really likes to travel, or are you more of a homebody?
You know, I love my home. I love my home, but I also, I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to get out of bed, but I really like traveling. I really love seeing new things. I have an adventurous side to me that it just excites me even to get in the car and go for a ride to the local store, like just to see things. I love travel. I do. I do.
I'm with you. I'm very much a homebody though, but I have on my to-do list to go to London because we have so many fans there and team members there. So,
Nice.
but before we close out the show, there's some other topics I really want to discuss. We had you on before, and you talked about being a professional clown, and that is an incredible thing. You bring so much joy, and that also seemingly has a lot of work behind the scenes, mentally and physically, to get yourself prepared, even the transformation, becoming the clown. Tell us, when you have a job as a professional clown and it's that day and you have to get ready, what's involved?
Well, you know, I think that as soon as you put the costume on and the makeup on, you become that character. I think, as far as preparation, I mean, you want to, I don't know, feel physically and mentally good, and whatever that takes. So, yeah, I mean, I would work out and eat maybe a small breakfast, but I think that once the costume is on, once my face is on, once I put the white face on and do the makeup, um, I just feel that joy as an entertaining clown. And I don't know if it just comes from inside. And I want to share laughter and fun and just be crazy and silly with kids. I mean, it just it just sort of happens. I guess that's my personality. It just but once that's on, I'm in there. I'm funny. I'm not. I mean, I'm not funny, but I'm like I just want to have fun. I guess.
And is there ever the possibility, like, for example, stand-up comedy? I think we've all been somewhere and seen a routine, and it's kind of like, oh my. Is there ever a potential for a flop when you're a clown because the kids are in a bad mood or something?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely,
How
definitely.
do you handle that? What do you do?
Well, I have been in situations where it's been tense. Sometimes it's the parents that drag the children over to you. That the children really are scared of you to begin with, because a lot of little children are scared of clowns. But I try and I don't make myself sort of obnoxious. I keep myself very contained and not aggressive. But children do get scared, and parents, I find if I'm in a situation, it usually has come up where the parents have dragged this kid over and they're screaming and yelling and carrying on, and they don't want to be anywhere near you. So you and the parents won't give up. Like they'll drop the child down in front of you and make that child sit with you. And I think it's really difficult. I mean, I just talk to the child like I would be talking to anybody else. I don't like try and be funny. I just talk to them. And I think that's really what I do as a clown. I'm not trying to be too funny. I'm not very funny, really. I just um I'm not funny. I just,
No,
you know
I
what
find
I
that
mean?
hard to
Like it,
believe.
but I don't make jokes or anything, you know?
Right. But it's so important, the just the levity. And one of our team members, Red, he always talks about just forcing yourself to go and you start to feel this lightness. So if you have someone there, you're almost like the conductor of the laughter.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, but you can't change somebody's idea of how they don't like you as a clown. So if you like, I wouldn't want to push that onto somebody who wasn't interested. So just, I mean, your face and your costume shouldn't be cheerful enough to just lighten them up a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. And now, along the same lines, because you're so creative, you're also an illustrator, you're an author, and those two come together. Tell us about that.
Well, I did go to graphic art school as well, so I learned a few techniques there. But my art and my writing, I think it actually comes more from my writing. I enjoy writing a lot, and I started writing poetry when I was really young, probably, believe it or not, like 6 or 7 or 8 years old. I was writing poetry, and then with the poetry I was doing the illustrations, and I actually put a book together when I was about 8 years old. I actually hand sewed the pages together, and it's poetry. And I think that it's just expressions from that's inside me to get out. Writing and illustrating and drawing all just sort of come together as one in me.
It's just incredible how creative you are and how that creativity flows in so many ways. Because
Thank
if you
you.
think about it, if someone is a musician, they're pretty much doing their music most of the time. Someone's a painter, they're pretty much painting. But you have so many talents and so many interests. What is out there that you're thinking to yourself one day, I'm going to conquer that as well? Is there any other creative outlet you're looking into?
Yeah, I'm actually recently starting to work together with my partner, my boyfriend, in a band, and I just I've been practicing my vocals, and that's probably why I have a bit of a hoarse voice. And I that's something I want to conquer as well, because I really enjoy a stage, and I really enjoy I did theatrical work when I was in public school, on a stage, and I really enjoy an audience that's alive. And I'm really looking forward to this band that we've formulated called it's very funny, Alien Fiance. And so that too is another, there I'm going in that direction too, so that's a lot of fun. And as far as conquering it, that's what I feel I have to do, because I think it would be really enjoyable, and very, I think I could be very entertaining. I think it would be fun.
Congratulations. Can you tell us about the name? How did you come up with it?
Well, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I am an alien in the US because of my green cards. And I'm getting my green card, but I'm alien fiance, because we had to fill out forms as well, stating that I was an alien fiance, before I realized that I actually had a green card. I mean, it's like a whole other conversation, but we came up with the name because we thought it was pretty funny that I would be an alien in the US.
That definitely sounds like potential for a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
I know it's pretty weird, but it sort of, it feels right.
Well, I'm excited for you. You've got so
Thank
many
you.
wonderful things going. What would you like to talk about that I might not have asked you about today?
Oh gosh, Jacqueline, we've covered quite a bit. I mean, I'm doing all kinds of other things. I'm actually working now with a musician, creating a video for her, which is a whole new project as well that just came out a couple of days ago. She asked me to work with her, and that's in Seattle. So that'll be fun, as well. And this is a little different for me. I mean, I did a choreography type thing when I was much younger, where I organized a dance routine to a song from The Who's Tommy. I did the overture for Tommy, and we did this like little dance. But anyway, she's asked me to do some choreography. So that's something else that I will be working on as well. So that's something that we didn't talk about. And I could, I have so many things going on, I kind of forget. Like I have, a lot of auditions that are, who knows if they're happening, but I'm pretty positive about a few jobs coming up. But this video should be fun as well.
I wish you all the best continued success. You're always a beacon of light and hope. As we
Thank you.
close out, maybe you can just show your weights again and give a couple of demonstrations.
Well, I guess, I mean, here's my weights. I believe they're 2 pounds each. So I kind of stick to something small, because I don't want to get like too big, too pumped up. But as far as work, I do these different YouTube videos, and while I'm doing them, I hold on to the weights, because I think that makes a huge difference. So, you're doing all these arm movements, and just the extra weights are really helping to build that muscle and keep it, hopefully for a little bit longer, or just give you that extra strength.
Absolutely. One thing I also like about weight training is the negatives. So imagine someone's pushing down your arm as you're trying to bring it up. So you are phenomenal. Again,
Thank
social
you,
media
Jacqueline.
influencer. I love everything that you're
Thank
doing, and I
you.
really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me today. And I hope you'll come back and see us again.
Thank you, definitely I will. Thank you for having me, Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Let people know they can reach you on all your social media platforms. It's your name.
Yeah, it's my name, and then I have a YouTube channel as well, Sarah Jillian 1971. TikTok is Sarah Jillian 71, and X is Sarah Jillian 71, and Instagram is a bit screwed up right now. For some reason, the account's not working very well, but it's that Sarah1234, and LinkedIn is Sarah Jillian, and Facebook is Sarah Jillian, and I'm all over the place there.
Well, keep up the great work. And
Thank
again,
you.
I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, whether you're watching or the live or the replay. We really appreciate you being here. And please do follow Sarah Jillian. If you'd like to be a guest on this or any of our other shows, please go to our website, usaglobaltv.com/book your session. Let's turn it over to our sponsors right now. We'll be back shortly with coexistence and sustainability and pet psychic Amina. And our topic today is bats. Bye.
Women of the Caribbean and around the world, are you tired of the status quo? Tired of barely making ends meet? Tired of giving maximum effort for minimum results? Are you in need of change, a fresh start, a new outlook, a new perspective? It's time to break through. Join us along with women from around the world at the Empower Her Escape, a 5-day all-inclusive royal cruise to the Bahamas and Florida. Connect with world leaders and influencers and begin afresh your journey to more. Hear dynamic speakers with sessions on women in leadership, the importance of mentorship, how to start a business from the ground up, financial literacy, an integrated approach to wellness and wholeness, and so much more. Guest speakers include First Lady Anne-Marie Davis of the Bahamas, Her Royal Highness Katerina of Yugoslavia Lady de Silva, Her Royal Highness Queen Sekothali Mepena of South Africa, and Coach Max, Global Multi-Six-Figure Wealth Coach. Cruise packages include 2 nights at an all-exclusive resort, gratuities, taxes, and port fees, red carpet welcome and extravaganza, course materials, and a souvenir gift bag, flight not included. The Empower Her Escape Cruise takes place on May 15th through the 19th, 2024, departing from the port of Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, Florida. Hosts for this life-changing event are Coach Cherish Hollingsworth of Florida and Coach Mercy Gilbert of the UK. For more information, visit our website at www.empowerherroyalescape.com or call us at 954-203-6608 or email us at cherishresiliencecoach@gmail.com. Connect, collaborate, celebrate at the Empower Her Escape Cruise.
Hello, I'm children's author Diane Floyd Bain, and I am co-host for several of the USA Global TV and radio shows. I joined because of the purpose of the USA Global TV and radio. They provide content for the viewers and listeners, an opportunity for people around the world to have their own show or even be a guest on an existing show. We truly believe in helping others get their positive message out to the world. We also have the opportunity for the listeners. You can watch on several platforms, and on YouTube, you can ask questions and even give a comment. We absolutely love it. I love being part of the USA Global TV and radio because I love positive messages. And who doesn't? And we need more of that in the world. We are a family, and we hope you will join us and become part of the family too.
program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes, building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I find really I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school, this class is the best, this is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we've evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.